Welcome everyone, Gramps Races here with yet another Formula 1 mobile video. We have a couple of really close duels in this video, but let's get to this grid start. It's going to be on Abu Dhabi. We're going to get not the best start, but it was okay, but luckily our opponent did not also have a good start, so we're going to keep this gap. We're going to stay on the defensive line into the first corner because that's usually where people like to dive bomb, and we're going to continue to hold this, try to keep this gap and extend it. That's basically what you got to do when you're leading your opponent. That's basically all you got to do. Looks for a move, was really far back, that's why I didn't defend it, and then I got so scared like as I saw the braking zone, and like he's really tried it. But right here we do actually mess up. We get ghosted. Really glad we got ghosted because I came onto the track right onto the racing line, which is not my best judgment there. But we lose like 0.9 seconds, so that was really bad, really costly for us. We're chasing the Alfa Tauri, yeah, why did I say it like that? Anyway, we're chasing the Alfa Tauri, and we are actually gaining just a little bit on the straightaway, so I think we have a little bit more of the straight line speed compared to the Red Bull's little brother. And as we get up to sections 3, I was about to say section C, we're the final sector. We've brought the gap down from 0.6 now at about 0.3, and we're continuing to gain. They start to go defensive, go back to the racing line. We just have to get on the power as early as possible. We do that. They cut across. See if we get any. Oh yeah, we don't get DRS because it's a grid start, but it's going to be a race to the finish. We are pulling ahead right at the last second. It says we lose, but we won. We got 6th place. They got 7th. We got the points on our side. This is the game. Sometimes it'll say you lose when you actually won, and sometimes it'll say you won when you lost. A little weird though, but we definitely won, as confirmed by the 6th and 7th places, and we got the points too. So that was a really good race, literally right on the finish line. This one is also really good. It's going to be on Silverstone, and yeah, we're using once again the Red Bull car. I only have the Red Bull car and the normal TR 2021, so you're going to always see the Red Bull car used no matter what. Basically, we try to send it up the inside of Perez, and that ends up costing us a lot of time as we made contact with the AI there, tried to just squeeze it in, and that was maybe not the best idea, and we lose quite a bit of time. We are now down by 0.7 when we were leading our opponent into that section of corners there, but he just decides to just completely brake right on the racing line, like going like 20 miles per hour. So we make contact and we got a penalty, even though it literally was not our fault whatsoever. And on the straightaway, he's like weaving and stuff. This is looking kind of sketchy, to be honest. So we're gonna try. We actually back out of it. We don't pull a Hamilton right there. We backed out of it out in Cops, and now we're just gonna try to get our overtake done on the final stretch here. Gonna really try to get on the power early. We get on the power really nicely there, and we're gonna go ahead and hit that DRS button. We are now catching up to our opponent. They're staying defensive. They're getting a little twitchy, which is kind of sketchy. Now the space opens up. We're gonna try to go down the inside. We don't get on the power as early as I would have liked to, and once again we are down behind our opponent. They go super defensive, really too defensive, and they just completely outbrake themselves, and we're gonna go ahead, take advantage of that, and cruise to a nice victory at Silverstone. Speaking of nice victories, this is not going to be one of them. This is going to be, once again, another grid start. This time it's going to be at the Circuit of Americas. I get a pretty poor start right away. We're trying to cut off the AIs from overtaking us, as we don't want to have any incidences with them. And George Russell tries to go around the outside. Our opponent actually makes a little bit of a mistake here. We're going to give him the room on the inside. We are now ghosted out going to these next sections of fast-flowing corners. We take them pretty well. Our opponent is actually right with us, though. We do get the ghosting system, and we've actually brought out a little bit of a gap now. We have about like half a second, so we'll take that. That's pretty good. We're actually leading the gap, or bringing the gap higher now, about a second, as we go onto this braking zone and to the long straight. And we don't have any DRS because, as you guys saw in the beginning, this was a grid start. I wish we did have DRS even with the grid starts. I think that'd be a nice change for the game. I think that'd be pretty cool. As you can see in the top left-hand corner, he's actually coming back at us, so he had the straight line speed and the brakes just completely outbrakes us and kind of goes into the back of me. Luckily, we don't spin out, but that was a little sketch right there, and we're right neck and neck here. We're ghosting in and out, and he finally gets ahead of us. And now, this is not looking good for us, and we're basically just have 2 corners left to make this up. Luckily, they go really wide. We're going to take advantage. He goes super defensive, tries to squeeze us back. We're going to turn, and we're going to get ghosted, and it looks like we have the acceleration. It's looking really good. He unghosts to the right side, so he spins us out. Oh, man. I swear, it's so bad sometimes. I just want to take a quick second here. The game needs some sort of reporting function. I've noticed that the higher you go in ranks, the more dirty drivers you get, which shouldn't happen. You think the higher ranks you go into, the cleaner of the races, and I find that not necessarily true. Sometimes I find qualifying really boring because there's no action, but then sometimes I'm like actually find myself praying that I get a quali because I've been spun out by the last 2 opponents. And speaking of spinning out, we totally spun out Valtteri Bottas there, and we just came in way too hot, and as a result of that, we got slowed down. We're now behind our opponent on the Russian track. We were, I think, ahead by like a second at one point, but that incident with the AI really screwed us over. But like I said, man, there needs to be some sort of reporting system, something, because there's a lot of dirty driving going on. This game would be a lot better without it. Where we have the run on the inside, we're actually ahead. We just don't get on the power early. We gave them a lot of room. Could have been a little bit more aggressive there. But we are going to get the DRS zone here, so that all is not lost yet. I think they also got the DRS zone because they had the AI in front. I can't be too sure. But as I say that, we are actually bringing the gap just down a little bit. So we do have a little bit more top-end speed. And they make contact with the AI. This is going to give us our chance. We're right behind them. We actually are getting another run on them. And we're going to send it. The ghosting system is going to do its job, but we are still behind. But just clip the rear end there. We do get ghosted once again. We both go wide. Luckily, we got on track quicker, and we're going to go ahead and take the W on this one. But that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, have a great day.